You are tuned into a special player spotlight interview on the CS Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, presented by the all-new NUC NFL Draft Bible, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. As always, I'm your guys' host, Chris Shanafelt. And joining the show now for a special player spotlight interview. He actually joined the show last year, but now with his senior season now finished, he'll be getting ready for his pro day and the entire NFL draft process. Larry Butler III, linebacker out of Division II Southern Nazarene University, joins the show now. Larry, I appreciate you taking some time this evening to join the CS Podcast. Your time is always greatly appreciated. Welcome back to the program. But now with your collegiate career now behind you, I mean, is it bittersweet at all? I mean, I know that you're certainly looking forward in the future, but is there any part of you that's going to miss the college game or really the entire college experience as a whole?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely going to miss the whole college experience, the long bus rides with my teammates that I've created a bond with over the last couple of years. Just the whole college atmosphere, playing in front of the whole student body and, the games meaning so much more to, just teenagers and young adults. I miss that aspect. But, that part of my life is over, and I'm excited to move forward and on to bigger and better things.
Now, for those who may not know, Larry, you actually took the JUCO route before landing at Southern Nazarene. You're actually at Eastern Arizona, and after a couple of years shining over there, you were ranked one of the top linebackers in all of junior college football and was a 3-star recruit according to ESPNU. I know that you had quite a bit of interest from D1 schools around the country, but unfortunately you had some things fall through in the transferring process, which is how you landed at Southern Nazarene. After you found out about those transferring issues, I mean, how did you decide that you would then go to SNU? And were there any other Division II schools that, ever crossed your mind?
Yes, sir. There were a lot of Division II schools who were recruiting me after things fell through at the University of Tennessee. I was actually really, really considering and almost did go to West Georgia and play under Coach Hall. And along with the West Georgia Wolves, the other teams recruiting me were Henderson State, West Texas A&M, Arkansas Monticello, and Texas A&M Commerce, to name a few. And, just the whole process, recruiting and everything I had been through, with being shot down at a couple of Division I schools due to academics and things of that nature, I felt like I was looking for things, beyond football. I was looking for things educational-wise to help me grow as a person, and I was looking to grow spiritually as well. So Southern Nazarene kind of offered those things to me, and, sitting down with my mother, I just felt like that Southern Nazarene, would be a good fit. And I always believe that if you're good enough, they'll find you. So if you're a good enough player, no matter where you're at, the NFL scouts will find you. Scouting's so in depth now that if you have the measurables and you have the production, NFL scouts will definitely find you.
Absolutely. And here you are, after spending 2 years at Southern Nazarene, here you are getting ready for the 2016 NFL Draft. And, Larry, throughout your 2 years at Southern Nazarene, I mean, you guys didn't see a lot of success team-wise. I mean, throughout your 2 years there, you guys went 1-21. The team actually lost its first 21 games while you were there. But just a couple of weeks ago, against Oklahoma Baptist, it was your final game of your collegiate career, and you guys were able to walk away with the victory in overtime, 33-32. Talk to us about how special that was for you to just finish your collegiate career with a victory, and what was the feeling like afterwards in the locker room?
It was definitely meant a lot, to everyone at the entire school. All the sports programs came out and supported. The whole community of Bethany, Oklahoma. It meant a lot to everyone to finally win that football game. And, a lot of the guys, that may be their last game that they ever play. So to a lot of the seniors on the team, to them, it was like a really, really big and great moment. And I think that a lot of them will remember that for the rest of their lives. And for a lot of them, that was probably the highlight of their whole college career. So it was huge, and in the locker room, it was just a joyous feeling, and everybody was jubilant, and it was wonderful to see, because the coaches, they have a lot riding on the team's performance. They have families to feed, and that's their job. So, I was happy for them. The interim head coach Craig Hubbard to get that W. I know it meant a lot to him, and hopefully Southern Nazarene, in the future they can build on that and turn the whole program around, and I'm sure they will.
Absolutely. I mean, to end the season in a grinded out game, winning the game 33-32 in overtime. I mean, when the season was kind of rough, I mean, I got to think that that really put a smile on a bunch of your teammates and coaches' faces there after that game. And once that game was over, Larry, I mean, it was official. You finished your senior season with 94 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions, all in 9 games. Now, I know that for most of the season, you were dealing with an ankle injury that kind of slowed you down. Really, like I said, for most of the season, it did cause you to miss some time. Exactly how much would you say that high ankle sprain slowed you down this past season? And, of course, how's the ankle feeling nowadays?
Yes, sir. I had a very, very high ankle sprain, and it affected me in a lot of ways. It kind of hindered my lateral movement as well as my explosiveness. So I really wasn't myself for a lot of the season, sad to say. But, I felt like it didn't affect me all that much, I was still able to go out there and produce at a high level as far as numbers-wise. And, I was able to go out there and still be there for my team. It was swollen a lot of the time. I was in a walking boot when I wasn't practicing and when I was not playing in the games. So it definitely affected me in a lot of ways. But I have some time off right now before I start training, and it's starting to feel better, and it's getting back to normal, almost 100%.
Hey, definitely great to hear. Being about a week and a half removed from that final college football game of yours, I at least hope the walking boot is removed. I at least hope you don't need to be in that anymore. Happy to hear that the ankle is it's healing. I'm sure it's going to be a little kind of a long process, but it's great to hear that it's at least healing. And that you're right on track to start training now. Larry, I believe it was just last week that it became official that you signed with an agent, that agent being J.R. Rickert. Take us through that process if you can. I mean, you're trying to find the best person for your interest to represent you. What were you looking for in an agent, and why did you ultimately sign with J.R.?
Yes, sir. I definitely signed with J.R. Rickert. It's official, and I'm real excited about that. But several agents were courting me since spring, and over 10, and sitting down, just evaluating everything, I just felt like J.R. was the right person for me in my career. His pedigree from representing Pro Bowl players like Joe Thomas and having the players like Pac-Man Jones and Deion Lewis and some big names in the NFL that have made waves in their career, and just the success he's had recently with small school guys like Dante Dye. Just looking at that, I felt like he would be perfect for me in my career, and he's one of the best in the business, and I'm looking forward to working with him, and I know that the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Here you are coming from a Division II school in Southern Nazarene, and as you mentioned, I mean, JR has he has a past of helping out guys like Dante Dye, which was one of the names that you mentioned from a Division III school in Heidelberg University, who signed with the Buccaneers as first off, he tried out for the Buccaneers, impressed them enough to sign a undrafted rookie deal, and here he is now on the active roster, catching touchdowns from Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I got to think that that's definitely great to see that you want to see things like that when you're kind of going through this process, seeing who exactly he's helping out and seeing exactly what they're doing at the next level. Now, Larry, with your college football career officially over, this football season of yours is officially over. you now have to get into track shape and get ready for any pro day and combines that you partake in. Any idea when and where you'll be training at?
Yes, sir. I'll be training at Total Athletic Performance in Naples, Florida, and I believe I'm going to start that in about 3 weeks here. So I'm really excited, looking forward to that, and just looking forward to just refining all my technique all the way around and absolutely just destroying my pro day and just putting up some really, really crazy numbers. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Absolutely. Again, a great facility in Naples, Florida. In December. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that, Florida in December. Now, shortly after you signed with JR, Larry, I think that he posted a picture of you on Facebook that included a description that said that you can run a 4.6 40-yard dash and that you can also bench 36 reps of 225 pounds, which, of course, is the weight that they test you to bench at pro days, at combines. Is that true? And if so, I mean, when was the last time that you hit those numbers? Because obviously those are some very impressive numbers, some eye-openers.
Yes, sir. The last time I was timed in a 40-yard dash was middle of July last summer. It was in my hometown of Baton Rouge, and I was being timed by a trainer I was working with. And I had 2 trial runs, and I ran a 4.69 the first one and a 4.77 the second time. So definitely in the 4.6 range, and looking to be even faster than that. Hopefully, God willing, that's the plan, to improve once I get to training. Hopefully, even be faster than a 4.6. That's my goal. Hopefully, I can do that. And I have hit 36 reps before of 225. I believe I did that in spring, but most recently, last week on the bench, I hit 31. So I'm hoping to get more than 36 when the time is right at pro day. Hopefully, pushing 40 even. The goal is to be exceptional and put up exceptional numbers. So that's my goal, and I plan to work really hard and try to hit those things.
Absolutely, and being a guy from a small school, those pro day numbers, those combine numbers, they're so crucial. Again, we are talking with the linebacker out of Southern Nazarene University, 2016 NFL draft prospect. He's Larry Butler III here on the CS podcast, presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. And Larry, looking back at your game on the field, I mean, what would you say is your biggest strength as a linebacker?
I would definitely say my biggest strength, and I've been told this by scouts, is that I have a really strong nose for the football. I'm always around the ball, always around the play. I would say my hitting ability, my functional strength, my ability to get off blocks, and, just play downhill overall. And those are definitely the things I pride myself on, and I feel like those are my strengths.
And, of course, as you know, Larry, I mean, we were just talking a little bit about it coming from a smaller school. Southern Nazarene isn't necessarily a football powerhouse, and a lot of people, when they hear your name, they're going to be like, where in the heck is Southern Nazarene at? He's from where? Where is that? What do you think about that? I mean, are you a fan of the small school label? I mean, do you like that, most people that discover you, that watch you, have really no idea where Southern Nazarene is?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the small school label, but, people can kind of use it for motivation in some instances. And but I feel like the small school label doesn't really apply to me. I was heavily recruited, as you mentioned before, at my time at Eastern Arizona. I was heavily recruited by several Division I schools and even several in the Southeastern Conference. And, I just feel like I'm the type of guy that if he didn't have some bad breaks, he'd be playing at the highest level and producing at the highest level, because I have confidence in myself. So I feel like that doesn't really apply to me. Just some bad luck had me end up at a small school. But like I said, in instances people use it for motivation, and once the All-Star game process gets going, if I choose to play an All-Star game, I'll definitely use it as motivation to show them some of the top talent that I can compete at that level and be on par with that level. Like Pierre Desir, he was at the Senior Bowl, he was at the East-West Shrine game, he was from Lindenwood. He was able to go out there and prove that, it didn't matter what school he was from. It matters about the player. And that's kind of how I feel as well.
All right. Well, Larry, I know that throughout the season, quite a few NFL scouts have made a stop to SNU to check you out. Were you ever given the opportunity to chat with any of the scouts? And if so, what are they saying to you? And, again, does it give you an extra boost of confidence knowing that there are NFL teams that have their eye on you?
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, I had several NFL scouts come to see me in person. I had 6, and I was able to meet with a lot of them face-to-face. And I wouldn't say it gave me any confidence per se, because I'm the type of guy that just stays even till, through everything. But, I was able to meet with 6 NFL teams, and, face-to-face, I felt like it went pretty well. I met with Richmond Williams from the Green Bay Packers, and he seemed like he really liked me a lot. He was telling me that the linebacker coach liked my film, and I was on their radar. I met with Donovan Cotton as well from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that went pretty well also. A lot of teams like I met with Cleveland Browns as well. I don't remember that scout's name. He didn't have a card with him, but that was pretty brief. But I've met with the Seahawks as well, and the San Diego Chargers, and all those conversations were face to face, and they went really well. And over 20 teams have called my school inquiring about me, and I feel like that they have a lot of interest as well. But I wouldn't say that meeting with the scouts has given me any more confidence per se. I'm just a guy that just kind of tries to remain humble and just continues to go along and just work as hard as I can, and just let all that other stuff. I know it'll take care of itself if I keep producing, and that's what I plan to do.
Mm-hmm. Hey, great to hear. I got to think, if anything, it has to be pretty promising, to say the least. And we'll end it on this note, Larry. As always, I really do appreciate your time. Now, let's say there's an NFL general manager or an NFL head coach listening to this interview. Why should he want Larry Butler III out of Division II Southern Nazarene University a part of their team? I mean, what is he going to bring to the table?
If you draft or sign Larry Butler III, you will get a hardworking guy, a class act, a guy that will be a great role model for the team in public, a guy who will never give you any problems off the field, a guy who will be first in the weight room, last out the weight room, first in the film room, last out the film room, a guy that loves the game of football, pours every ounce of his soul into it every single day, always stepping on the practice field, always looking to get better, never makes excuses, and a guy who, will be a mainstay in your defense for the next 10-plus years if you give him the opportunity. A guy who's hungry and just loves this game and would never, ever do anything to jeopardize an opportunity in the NFL. He would cherish it from the start, and he would turn it into a long, long career for you and your team, and he would help you in a number of ways and wouldn't complain about anything, his role ever, and he would make the most of it.
And you know what? We could hear it in your voice that you mean that, Larry. And, we've been connected for a little over a year now. I remember interviewing you last year, and I got to say, man, I'm excited to see what the future holds for you as you head into this NFL draft process. And, again, I mean, you are a class act, and it's going to be interesting to see where you land in about 6-7 months when we have the 2016 NFL draft. But until then, I know you're going to be working your ass off. And as I said, that's my final question for you. As always, I appreciate your time. And before I let you go, please let our listeners know what exactly you will be doing as you lead up to the NFL draft.
Yes, I'm Larry Butler, and I'll be training at Total Athletic Performance in Naples, Florida, here in a few weeks. And I'm from Southern Nazarene University, and I'm a guy that you should keep your eye on heading into the NFL draft.
Absolutely. Well, Larry, again, thank you very much for your time. And, again, all the best. I'm sure we'll be chatting again very soon.
All right, thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.